If you are someone who knows a lot about the contract law, who knows a lot about the various clauses such as indemnity, limitation of liability, termination, representation warranty, and other clauses there in the agreement, but you have never drafted a contract from scratch, or you have used AI, you have used ChatGPT, Claude, and other large language models or GPTs to draft legal agreements, but the draft these models come up with are pathetic and you don't want to use them. Well, in that case, this video is for you, because in this video, I will be talking about what is the correct and the effective way to use these models to generate great drafts. Hi, my name is Deepak. I am a contract drafting lawyer and you are watching Contracts Unfolded. So let's start. So I've already opened Claude on my desktop, and now there are two ways to draft an agreement. First way is you basically say to the Claude, draft a NDA for me or draft a service agreement for me, and it will provide you a very generic draft, and then you have to make adjustments or changes in that draft again and again, either manually or with the use of these models. And then there is this smart method or a protocol or a structured approach that we called as the AIM protocol. So let's talk more about this AIM protocol. So AIM is basically where you will assign a role, or you will basically tell the model to act as someone. Now, because you want a draft, a commercial agreement, so you will basically tell it to act as a professional contract drafting lawyer. And this is important because AI has all the knowledge in the world. It has been trained for all types of knowledge. So when you give or when you ask it to act as someone, then it only uses that part of its training to generate the output. I stands for basically insert the context or input. Now consider this situation. So whenever you will give your junior a task to draft an NDA, so your junior will basically ask you, sir, is it unilateral? Is it mutual? How long is the NDA going to be? What are the obligations? Is trade secret included or not? Where the dispute shall be resolved, and some other questions your junior will ask you. In that similar way, if you will not provide any kind of input or context to the AI, then there are great chances that it will hallucinate while providing you the results. It might provide you a great draft, it might provide you with a very bad draft. And then M stands for mention the task clearly. Basically, you want it in PDF format, you want it in Word format, do you want it in legal language, do you want it to be in a language which is more friendly for the business people, right? So these are the tasks that you will basically mention to the AI clearly. Now, using this AIM protocol, let's just provide a prompt to the Claude, and then we will see the amazing draft that it will come up with. So this is our A part, the egg part. Let's just paste this in the Claude, and this says act as an experienced contract lawyer with expertise in drafting clear, enforceable, and commercial agreements. So we have assigned a role to Claude. Now let's provide the input. So the input is, I need you to draft a service agreement. Use the information provided at the end to draft the agreement. So I have already figured out some information that I will provide to this, such as you are preparing this draft on behalf of A, which is basically the client. The work that will be provided to A shall be in 5 milestones. A will provide the will basically pay the invoices within a period of 30 days. And even though the parties go into dispute, A does not want that B will stop working for it for other projects. So these are some of the context that I have basically already typed. So I will provide it at the end of the prompt. Now I want it to be ready for the M, or to be ready about the task that I am going to give it to it. So here is the M part, and the M part is give me a Word file ready. So I want it in a Word format file. The draft should be formally and legally sound, but plain English so that business people can understand the terms easily. So this is the M part. Now for the context, I will basically provide it the information that I have already prepared. So I will copy all these things and now I will paste it. And now I will basically submit on the click on the submit button, and I will wait for the draft to come. So as you can see, Claude has already started drafting of the agreement. It is basically using some kind of skills in the background, and once the Word file will be ready, it will basically tell us, and then we will see how effective that draft is. So Claude has prepared the draft. It basically says that there are a total of 10 clauses, and then there are two schedules, right? So let's just see. So the Word document is ready. As you can see, I can download it. I can either open it in the Microsoft Word, or at the same time it has provided me the text in the right side also. So let's just see. So party A and party B are there, so I can basically write their name where they are incorporated, right? And recitals is there because I clearly provide the recitals in the context. It has given the definitions of important term, so that's a good thing. The scope is basically, so it says that it should be in five distinct milestones. So this is the input that I provided to it. Then it also tells about the acceptance of deliverables, so that's a good thing. Had it been a general prompt, then there are chances that it might missed it. Then if there are something, if some changes are there in the scope, then how those changes will be proposed or how those changes will come into effect. So a clause is also around there. Fee and payment clause is there. So let me just see if this says the payment will be made after milestone. Yes. So it says that the payment shall be made after the completion of milestone within a period of 30 days. Then late payment clause is there. Dispute invoice. I mean, if there is some kind of dispute in the invoice, then how that dispute will be resolved. So that thing is also there. Term and renewal. So it's a 1 year agreement. It will be auto renewed every year. But before the service provider will increase the price, it will basically have to provide a notice to the client. And once the client confirms in writing, only then those new prices will be effective. So this was something I provided it in the context. Intellectual property clause is there, confidentiality clause is there, right? So confidentiality was mutual according to the context that I provided. Let me see if it is mutual or not, the other party, the disclosing party. So yes, it is mutual because it says each receiving party. I can see in 6.2 standard of care, it says each receiving party, so it's mutual. Then termination clause is there. Then reps and warranties clause is there, so that's a great thing. Then limitation of liability clause, dispute resolution clause is important because I clearly provided it in the input that first it's the parties will basically go into mediation, and if that fails, then it will go to the upper stakeholders for mediation or discussions, and when it will also fail, then only the party will go into arbitration. So escalation to the senior management is there in 9.2, and then it will basically go for arbitration. So that's a good thing, and because I provided the parties are located in India, so it has already chosen arbitration and conciliation like 1996 for it. City and venue I can decide. Independent contractor, force majeure, severability, waiver, notice. So it has also provided me a schedule, which is basically for scope of work and milestone, because it was in 5 milestones. So what are those milestones? What will be the work that will be completed with in those milestone, and what will be the target date of achieving those milestones? So it has basically drafted a schedule around that, and then a schedule for the fee, because the fee was dependent on the milestone. And in the end, there are the signature pages. So I would say that AI or Claude has done a pretty good job in writing this draft, and that is because I provided or I used a structured AIM protocol to write the prompt. Also, let's have a look at the Microsoft Word file provided by it and see if all those or if all these clauses are there in the draft or not. So let me close it, enable it for editing mode, and write recitals, definitions, scope, fees and payment, term and termination, confidentiality, great, dispute resolution, governing provisions, and then schedule 1 and schedule 2, and in the end the signatory details. So yes, did a pretty good job. One more thing, AI is not a lawyer. Claude is not a lawyer. You are the lawyer. You are the attorney. You know your client well. You know the requirements of your client well. AI can only act as a good assistant, and only if you will provide it structured and better prompts. Otherwise, it will hallucinate. So always make sure to read and review the drafts that are provided by these models before handing over those documents to the clients. And if required, do make the necessary changes. So this was all for this video. I hope this AIM protocol will definitely help you in generating much better drafts. And if you still face any kind of difficulty in getting better drafts, then please write down it in the comments. We will definitely try to make a video around that also. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for your time.